How are you? This is the Chief here. First thing is first, let's get to prayer for the Lord because of the information that we keep getting. It keeps coming, and the more we all stay in touch with Jesus Christ, who's given us this information, and our Holy Spirit is our guide, guys. God is real. His creation is real. It's a mechanical structure. It has so many secrets, right? That we are just guys. That sun's carousel itself, where the track and all that, and then above where the ISS, all this stuff that they say. First of all, the first thing you need to know, right, is the pictures that you're getting from space are not, these pictures are not some kind of CGI. They're coming off of a fence, and the ISS is a real structure, okay, a real structure who continues to show us the top of this track, the structure itself, the actual firmament top itself, or at least a ceiling, okay, a massive structure that covers the whole thing. And when I look at it, the more I look at it, and I don't want to say this, but the more I look at it, the more it's starting to become obvious to me that there's something moving across the top of this. And whether, oh boy, the problem is the stuff that we have, the information that we are given every day, it's just not jiving up with the information that we see. It's causing a problem. It's a cognitive dissonance. It's just there's too much erroneous information there because we weren't taught. But every time we see something, it's like going back to science class, guys, and learning it for the whole, it's just, I'm just going to give it my best shot, guys. I don't know what else to say. The first thing I want to do is promote Penn Woodsman 4. Okay, this is an old friend of mine from a long time ago who's been doing this for God knows how long. He went back to visit this ISS structure that he saw and then started the whole bullshit. This whole thing started with this stupid picture here. I wish this picture would have had more information on it. It would be more clear, but the more I get into this picture, right, the more that we look at this picture, and the more I sit there and edit these pictures, it's clear that there's a filter over it, okay, because my editing skills are pulling the filter away slowly but surely, okay, and I'm going to show you that. This series of videos is a really good series here, okay, not to mention the Sky Dome Atlantis, part 1 through 6 here of the ISS camera shots, and this one, I have some pictures. I'm going to go back. I took some new pictures of your video here, all right, and I went back and looked at it again, so I'll leave the link for the video. But this is a must sub Penn Woodsman 4 guy. This guy's been around for a long time. If anybody knows what's going on up there, this guy does. All right, he's been here since the start. Now, let's just get to the pictures because, I mean, as you can see, some of these pictures down here just on the profile, on the cover sheet, are amazing. I mean, some of the stuff that we found on that back wall, guys, it's just obvious to me and let me pull the video up real quick. It's obvious to me that back wall is an absolute 100%. Okay, every time we see that dark space right there, that shit is blacked out, guys. Because every time I take a picture of that space and that perimeter, okay, of the Earth, and I don't care what you think the shape of it is, it doesn't even matter. We're in a building. It doesn't really matter. Look, I got to tell you right now, there's no globe sitting inside the middle of the building, right, turning. It's just not happening. So the only thing moving in this whole giant structure is the center part and the track up top, right? Even the Earth track itself is not moving. There's things moving on it, okay? They're all over the place, guys. It seems to me that they're coming right out of the blue. And we've heard that statement before. Phrases like a bolt from the blue, right? What's a bolt from the blue? Guys, you can't even see. In some storms, a bolt from the blue would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 miles away where the actual storm nucleus is, and that bolt will hit your area. Now, we already know that these are machines, these lightning. I'm starting to hear that from the larger channels now. Isn't that something? After 3 years of talking about the machines creating weather, now we're starting to see them push, oh, we have lightning machines up there. Now, this is... and then Penn Woodsman will sit there and laugh at you and tell you the same thing. We've been talking about this forever. It has. We've been talking about it forever, and now they're starting to get it. They're not just getting it, guys. They're trying to get away from the fact that this truth is going to come out, and they got nothing. They got nothing they can do to stop this. This is an absolute building. That black part is a lie. That black part is an absolute lie, because there are structures along the perimeter of this building. There are not only structures, there are cities above this. That's what they're hiding. Above that track, there's even cities above that blue. That blue, when you look up, is a ceiling. It's an absolute ceiling structure. And it almost looks like a retractable roof. Almost. If I can fit this in and figure this out, guys, I can tell you right now, the whole thing is going to change eventually, because the whole, everything up there is completely cloaked and it's filtered out, so we can't see it. So we're going to just sit here and we're going to slowly but surely pull back, the covers on this thing. And we're going to see that that wall back there is, you're not going anywhere, okay? You're not going anywhere, guys, except inside this building, all right? That when you go from here to there, anywhere in the world, you're still inside this building. You're not getting out of the building, and that's what they're hiding. They're hiding eternal space doesn't exist, okay? They're just hiding it. The Catholic Church, everybody's hiding this. No one wants to teach, right, that we are in a building that God created. Nobody. But all this stuff, you can see there's filters over every picture that you get. Every one of them. And this is the picture that I took right here, this one. And then a couple of these with the white. Like he cut a couple filters with drawings on it. And his friend, I can't remember her name, I'm sure he'll let me know. She did some editing here, guys, a long time ago to pull this structure completely out. And when I saw the structure that he had, I couldn't believe some of the stuff that I was picking up. What we're seeing are structures that are coming through the veil. The veil is not a veil not that veil, but the veil that they put over it. So that whole gray area and underneath of it down here, all this, there's something there. But they're filtered it out, guys. Look what they did. I know they filtered it because I'm a master at this editing bullshit. I can see the compression. All right, I can see it. And not to mention, when I edit it, small parts, right, and I edit it in little pieces, I can see the filter get pulled away like somebody just drew a pen over it. You know what I mean? They literally, guys, cut this diagram out and put this filter over top of it. This is what they do up there. This is what their job is. Their job is not any other thing but electronics, but it's deceiving the public by making these videos and hiding them. It's obvious, guys, that right here is blocked out. It's all filtered out. All this stuff up here and down here, there's a track it can extend. You can see the track right there. They filtered it right off of there. And underneath, you can see the track. Okay, you can see it. And that massive machine out there is just one building that's in the front. This whole wall has massive amounts of buildings on them, not to mention cities around the perimeter, it looks like. You can see it. You can see that where the wall of this firmament is, there's cities on it. Also, here you can see, here, you can see tracks, okay, and machines and shit. This is what this is. This whole top circuit board right there is a grid, all right, and you can't see past it. I'm going to tell you right now, this, I believe what we're seeing, the blue part is this stuff. This ceiling, there's a ceiling here or something. And it looks retractable at times. It's insane, guys. We just start to scratch the surface of this. So, these are my opinions only. I don't want to hear anything about it, okay? This is an opinion. I don't have the facts, obviously. Because if I had the facts, we wouldn't be wasting all of our time trying to figure out the real history of this world if they would have just gave us the facts, right? Like Joe Friday on Dragnet, man. Just the facts, ma'am. The FBI, just the facts. You can see that they filtered that out. This is a whole massive track over top, and then there's a big city around it. And there's structures on top of it, and I'm going to show you the pictures because they're obvious. All right, they're just obvious. You can see the lines. For one, you know there's structures there. This thing here that's coming out, this one, it's showing because it's so darn close and so large. And I don't know what it is. It almost looks like a damn grid, like a transformer, like some kind of reactor or something. Oh, I don't know what it is. It's huge. It's like, if I take a scale size of something that I see on here, that I think that I might know what the size is, this is close to 300 to 400 stories high, which makes it 4 times bigger, okay, than the World Trade Center, the new one. Got me? This thing is massive, guys. We are just beginning to scratch the surface here. There's so much going on. You can see the tracks right there. You can see, look, you can see where they filter. They cut this whole thing out right there, guys. The whole thing is cut. You can see it's a perfect line, a filtering line. And when I'll show it to you, I'll show you the compression marks when we look at it. So there's more to this than meets the eye. This picture just keeps coming back because there's something in this picture that God wants us to show, and we haven't shown it yet. All right? That's why things do this. All right? Good people get good results from good things when they deal with good people. Okay? And that is a connection to God. Love and connection and brotherhood. That type of energy is a connection to God, and that will emanate around all of you. Okay? And like minds will find things out from others. And this is why Penns Woodman does this, because the more he puts this out, and somebody must be telling Penns Woodman in his head, and it must be the Holy Spirit, that you need to keep putting this out, because someone out there is going to see something that I'm trying to show you that you guys haven't seen yet. Okay? I don't know who that person is, but even on this picture, you can see, okay, and I can't zoom it in. I'll zoom in on the picture. You can see underneath, okay, let me zoom it out, at the bottom here. Okay, you can even see where the filter ends. Okay, and it's right here. You can see they literally colored this in with a paintbrush. That's what it looks like. They manually blocked out everything, and it's, look, what you're seeing right here, that's an actual track over top of our world. Okay, when they're above here, they're on the firmament track. There's a track up here that these machines move on. And when they come out of the blue, you can't see them. They're already here. These manifestations from the sun carousel are already here. These are massive machines, guys. On the top of the sun carousel, these are massive, I call them mastodons or sleds. They're gigantic cylinder heads that come off the track. And they start busting out matter and shit like that across the track. And then they start forming the aerials that way. But there are already machines. Okay? There's already machines here that God created that we don't know about. Obviously, we don't know about what's going on up there because they're hiding everything. How do you think why do you know it would be substantiated to say that they're hiding it all, and this is why we don't know. I can see the filter marks on here, guys. This is an amateur job. I'm sorry, but whoever filtered this for NASA is an amateur. And I think they do this on purpose. They know you can't get to the positions, right, to get these pictures, to really see what's going on up there. So they're just going to fake it. And they don't really care how cheap it is. As long as you can't see it, that's all that matters. We can continue lying. But look, if you look down here, I'm telling you right there, you can see that the track extends across. This is blocked. There's something there that they wanted to block out, obviously. And all this on this wall, okay, is nothing more than a structured wall that you're not leaving the building. It's just not going anywhere. You could go anywhere you want, all right, on this earth, except outside the perimeters of it. And that's what they're blocking. There are walls and buildings there, and let's get to the pictures. I'm going to show you what I see, in my opinion, and maybe you can shed some more light on that, or there's someone else out there that's watching. Okay, hold on. All right, now, the first thing you want to look at is their stacking marks. You see the stacking marks? There's something there, okay? You see those lines? There's something there, okay? You can see where they stacked the filter right there. You can see that the filter is sketchy. Okay, that light right there, whoever brought this light up on this picture, all right, shows the separation of the filter and the real stuff, okay? And you see that they completely blacked that out. I had a hell of a time pulling this filter off. This is painted on with some kind of CGI. This is some kind of shit that you can see that it's amateur, but you can't see behind it unless you continue to peel it away like a micro banana. Okay? Now this picture here says a lot. Look at this. Do you see the diff? There's something else here, guys. There's something going on. That is a track. That's what's above us every day that you can't see. And I believe right above that is the blue sky. And I believe that blue sky not to be that far off. Okay? And something else is going on above all this. Obviously, look. Do you see? That's a massive structure. Look at it. But that structure doesn't just stop there, friends. No. It doesn't just stop there. The structure continues. Okay, let me pull it down. Around the outside of the structure, and it goes all the way down to the base, and it continues. Okay? There's more here than meets the eye because, and obviously, look at that right there. There's a slab of something solid right there above it. And you can see that it's attached above that. They're hiding the firmament, is what they're doing. We can see the track. I can see the track almost in every picture now. All right, and we can also see that there's a sky above it, whether it be gray, blue, dark, or black, or whatever it is at night. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, all the stuff that's going on above this, we have no idea. We can't see it. And there's so much going on up there that it's insane. All right, let's take some shots of the pictures. This thing close up looks like a reactor of some type of, it's almost like a machine. And it's big, guys. It's big. Compared to the actual camera and the arm holding this, it's massive, this thing. And you're not even right next to it. Now, here's a good filter. Check this filter out, Penn's Woodsman. I guess you got that from your friend. And this filter shows the makings of the outlines of it. Okay? The actual structure itself. There's the makings of it. So there's something there they're hiding. And you can see, as we took and filtered the brown, or whoever filtered the brown, you can see the filter is pasted in against the background. Okay, and I took some editing. I did a little editing, and now you can start to see, you see the highlighting. This is going to give you, this is it, guys. This is the proof. Okay? People don't understand this. I get it. That's all right. They don't tell people stuff, guys. Just because you learn it in school and you go to college and learn it don't mean you understand everything. And that you know anything about anything, to be honest with you. When you go to college and you learn what they tell you to learn, you're literally learning something that fits the agenda. When you have a mind of your own, like myself, who don't listen to people, right? That's always a pain in the ass, isn't it, when you're growing up? He never listens to anybody. He always does his own, because I don't believe. When people tell me lies and I have everybody around me agreeing in it, right? I understand. I'm not stupid. I understand that I'm on my own with this shit, because everybody else is sleeping at the wheel here. If I think something's wrong and the rest of the world doesn't, then I'm going to go in there and find out why I'm wrong, right? But I don't think I am. But you can see the highlight marks around it. See how it's highlighted lighter blue right there? This proves that there's a filter or painted brush or something covering the outside of this, okay? And what they did, it looks like, they did was they drew circles around the objects, or they outlined the objects, okay, before they did that. Now go to the next picture. So yeah, the purple is starting to come off of it. Now you're starting to see it. Take a look. Hold on. You see, as I edited that more, you can see the filters are coming off slowly. All right, I'm going to show you right here. You can see the purple outline. Okay, there's a structure here. And it just keeps looking bigger and bigger. You know why? Because this whole thing is part of a structured wall. And there's a city right below it. And this thing right here might be one of the things that actually power the Earth. We don't know that. We have no idea what that is. Look at it. It's a massive machine. It's like a factory. Right? But it's a massive machine. It looks like some kind of machine that has a purpose. And obviously, it's embedded into the ingrained structure. So we know if God built it, it's got a purpose. And either way, even if God didn't build it, it still has a purpose because it's there and it's obvious, right? As you see again, now you can start to see the proof of the compression errors. You see them all over the place? Do you see how the buildings are starting to come into view? Guys, this is like a city. It's like another world. I mean, I don't even know what else to say to you. What do you say about stuff like this? When you sit there and you see buildings and skyscrapers and machines and all kinds of different things that you've never seen before or don't even know how to explain it, but you see it on top of the world, right? And you look up in the sky and you can't see anything but blue. Well, then logic should tell you something's in the way, right? Because my eyes are not lying to me. That's a whole city-like structure. And that is so big that I don't even know what to say about it. I swear. It almost looks like the sun structure from behind. You know, from behind the sun. We never talk about any of that, do we? We don't talk about behind the sun because we're told that the sun is a sphere, just like the moon. But we also know that the moon has a dark side, right? What is the dark side of the moon, guys? There's no dark side of the moon. The dark side of the moon is what the moon represents, the dark, okay? That's what it is. There's a back to everything that has a front, okay? They're not round balls. You can't just turn them and say, oh, I see the same thing all over the place. They're structures. We know they're structures. I sat there and proved the sun is a structure for the last 3 years. Every day I look at the sun, the same structure is there. Can you explain that to me? Because it's in every one of your pictures, everybody's videos, and everywhere I take a video from any person in this world, the sun is the same structure on the same track. Can anyone explain that away? No, not to me. You can talk all you want. You might as well go buy a recorder and talk in it, because I'm not listening. I see something. I see something, okay? And you guys can see it too. You don't have to even budge on that. You can see that something's holding that structure up. Not only that, but it's holding it up from above also. This is massive. I don't know what that is, but it looks like some kind of reactor or some kind of electronic device that powers shit. I don't know what it is. Who the hell knows? It could be a gigantic ice machine for all we know. As we get closer and we pull the light up, you're seeing the building now. You see the windows in the building? These are windows, guys. Windows. Hello? Windows. That means they're right in view. You understand? Your eyes only see what they say. And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but let's entertain the idea of your eyes can see without any help about a mile away or more sometimes. If it's straight across. Without what? Without losing sight of the point of from your feet to your eyes. That's the focal point. That's your horizon. Your horizon is not the end of the land. Your horizon is your feet to your eye focal point. That's where it comes from. Your horizon changes as you move back and forward, okay? That's you moving, not the earth, all right? But you need help to see past that because your eyes can only see so far. Do you know why your eyes can only see so far? Because there is so much crap, right? Just outside the reach of visible light that it would change everything for everyone. The whole charade would be over if we could see past that mile. But we can't, and everything is in its reason and in its place and everything is in its place for a reason. We can see so far for a reason. We are given so much information for a reason. We are stuck in a situation where we need to fight our way back to where we came from. Do you have enough in you, okay, enough faith in the Lord to get your way back and find that pinhole that he's opening for you, okay? Do you know where your pinhole is? Do you even look up in the sky every day like we do? There's not a day that goes by, there's not a second that goes by when I'm out here in the sanctuary and I'm not looking up at the sky. I'm hoping to catch a glimpse of Jesus when he comes. I'm hoping, and I know all of us Christians will see this. I know it. You guys will not have to worry. Again, I'm going to say the most obvious thing. You don't have to look for Instagram, or he's not going to tweet when he comes down, right? He's not going to put out a YouTube video. So he definitely ain't going to put out a YouTube video with all the heathens over here. He'll never get the message out. Jesus is going to give that message directly to you. And you know why that comes to you? Because you are in direct contact with Jesus Christ every day. And guess what? That line, that open communication line is going to keep it open when he returns. And you're going to know firsthand. And you're not going to need an iPhone to figure this out. Electronics are the distraction. It's the way to get the spiritual evil into the physical realm of people who are walking around and are not focused on what they're supposed to be focused on in this world. Okay? Some people don't have that opportunity. That's why we are here. That's why we tell them all the time. That's why we see people. That's why they come into our existence. And then we start talking to them. And we've never seen these people before. But all of a sudden we have a dialogue because why? We have one constant and constant in likeness, and that's God. And when you're communicating with that divine trifecta, you are opening your communication lines to each and every one of you who are communicating. This is spiritual. We don't need telephone lines to hear each other, okay? This is going to become an obvious sign when he comes. You're going to know. Again, the deception grows farther and stronger to the ones who aren't accepting Jesus Christ. And there's the structures. But we're not done. Okay? We're far from done. As obviously you can see these buildings. Okay? And not only are the buildings there, but there's also structures. Look at the sides. Look at that massive structure right there that holds up the ceiling. Or something. I don't know what that is. There's something there. There's obviously something there. Every time we pull away the filter, we see more buildings in the back, and you can see it's starting to peel itself away every time I do it. Guys, I could sit here all day and peel this shit away, and this whole wall is going to come into view, and I've already done this. If you've been with me before, I've already done this before. From any feed you get from NASA, from any shot that comes from above, and you look down onto the Earth with this ISS thing, every one of those shots, they're blacking out the wall. If I wanted to sit here for the next hour, I could distort the shit out of that picture, the big one, but all these little ones will start to come into focus. There's obviously something back there, guys. Did you see the black part here that we didn't see? That's a wall. It looks like it's stuck to the wall. Look at it. Look, we didn't see any of this. This was not in the picture, okay, that I just showed you, the original shot. But every time he puts that video out, I get curious, and I have to go find out what's going on. Look how big this is that we didn't even see. Look at that. Are you looking at that? Because here's the picture. Let me go back to the picture again. Here's the original picture. Right here. This. This is the original picture, okay? You don't see anything. I see that right there. It looks like it's attached to something, but you can't see it because it looks like they colored it out. You can see how it looks like it's attached to a wall, like a bracket. You see the purple coming into view now? Now you see it right there. And there it is. And don't look now, but now we have buildings on the bottom. Guys, that looks like a city. I'm sorry, but that looks like an absolute 100% city on top of our world. It just looks like a city. Now, you see now that those structures are extending across this wall. You see how they're connected? It's not just the structures now. So the whole thing is connected to something. All right? See it? See as we peel it away? That's a huge ceiling or track or city or something or combination of both or everything. You can even see the purple coming into view right there. See it? I'm going to edit this, see what we can do. Excuse me. As you see, when we accentuate this, watch, you can see that part of that pulls away little by little at the edges. And that means there's filter over that. That's what it means. The edges mean there's compression. You see how the edges keep raising as I pull the filter back? What I believe we're looking at is a wall. And you're not going to see the wall because they completely colored it out every picture. And as it's a proof, this is proof, because as you pull it back, you can start to see the compression lines and everything starts to come into view. And you can see that these are massive buildings on the perimeter of our world. You explain that. Can you explain that? These buildings up there? Because no one can explain that. You send that to NASA and ask them. You'll never get an explanation for it. They'll just tell you it's distortion. Or you're just, you're seeing like a mirage. That's their favorite word, isn't it? When you see something that's true that they won't want you to see, it's a mirage, right? It's your mind. It's your mind. Don't worry about it. Go have another cookie. All right? Go eat another Happy Meal and shit. Go get fat and disgusting, and we'll put it all over TV. We'll make the United States look like shit is what they do. I tell you, they make this country look terrible in the media. Jeez. Not that it isn't, but there are a lot of good people, and there's a lot of good things going on in this world and that God drives every day that you never see on that evil news, man. They'll never put anything good on there. They don't want you to believe that the world is good at all. They want you to believe everything that they say. They want you to one day to believe. They want you to be so scared that you can't even walk out the door every day without bulletproof vest. It's such a lie, guys. Most of the crime that you see on TV and in the national news is shit that they act out. Okay, they don't put out the real crime because it doesn't fit their agenda. It fits another agenda, and people won't get it, right? So they'll completely kibosh the real stories and then make something up that's similar that goes with their agenda. And they'll bring actors in just to do it. And they'll do it right in an area where a crime really happened. These people are unbelievable, man. They control everything, every piece of information that you get. Every piece of information you get is controlled. And it's planned out, okay? The information is also planned out over periods of time. So again, and I don't even want to get into it. I'm not even going to talk about the Mandela effect, guys. Come on, man. You guys gotta get logical about the Mandela effect. You are contradicting yourself if you say time doesn't exist, okay? And then the Mandela effect does, okay? Think about that statement for a second. If time doesn't exist and they fake time, you can't go back in time. You can't go ahead in time. You can only be present in time. So if that's the case, then the Mandela effect doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction. Okay? Now, if you have other things you want to say, I can tell you. If anything you say to me, I can give you some kind of I don't know, whatever it is. I can explain in certain situations what things are and why they happen the way they happen. And you think words change, right? People think I can't even believe this. You guys watch too many movies. You think words change right out of a book that were already there, just like that? Just like this, like magic, like this. Like the word changes with nothing helping it. That's not true. They control the information from the beginning of time. The technology has always been here. The information is controlled. When you see something come up on something, you tell me, you show it to me that you had a book back in 1970 that changed in 1993. You show me the proof, because you cannot show people something that's not there. The information is always recorded ahead of time. It's always planned out. The Mandela effect itself was planned out. I'm never, ever going to understand a logical person. You can't explain to me, if time doesn't exist, how Mandela effect even is possible. Okay? You can't. I can't believe that people would fall for some nursery rhyme shit like that. This is the problem with YouTube. This is the problem with YouTube. You'll tell me one thing is logic, and then you'll believe something like that. And that tells me you're just not focused. You're just not focused. You've been led down the wrong path. You can't even substantiate the stuff that you believe, which is crazy, all right? I can't believe I've been on this video for 35 minutes. They're probably not even going to put this one up. Anyway, subscribe to Penn's Woodsman 4. If you can add something to this, boy, that would be great. Anybody who wants to jump in on this, there's got to be more to this puzzle. As you can see, the ceiling, the wall, it's all pulling away. It's peeling away. excuse me, as I do it. Okay? There's obviously something there in that whole purple section. And I would suggest, in my opinion, is it's the wall of the firmament and the structure that we live in. That's what they're hiding in that black stuff. All right? If you want to add something, add it. I don't care. I don't want to hear about your Mandela effect. Don't. Just don't. I'm not even going to entertain it. I'm just not. You can have that one yourself. You can keep that one for another day or somebody else on YouTube. I don't want to hear about the Mandela effect. If you put something down, I'll just erase it. I'm here to show you the creation of God. I'm here to show you the truth of what we see and what we weren't told. I'm not here to go back and look at things that you might think have erased itself in time when time doesn't exist. I don't think a lot of people that think they get it really do get it. I don't think they do. I really don't. All right, well, if I were to sit here all day and peel that purple back, and I probably will one day, I'll just sit here and show you. But it wouldn't matter if I did it, because people on YouTube would make up something. You know, oh, well, that's just a reflection from the city below, or whatever. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. That's why I wouldn't even worry about it. One day I'm going to see and find the final straw that's going to shut these people up forever. These planet people and the fake science people. Okay? I'm going to shut them up forever one day. We're going to find the solid proof of the whole structure and everything. We're going to get that picture one day because God's going to send it to us. Because it's there. You can't get away from it. You cannot hide this thing. You cannot keep drawing colored paint over top of something and pulling the wool over millions of people's eyes every day. It's not going to happen. We're too damn smart, NASA. Too damn smart. You should have hired us. That's what you should have did. All you Skywatchers are smarter than any of those people that sit there and memorize numbers and symbols of mathematical equations. Anyway, guys. He knows that it will get to us. Okay? So forgive. Forgive the people who trespass against you. And don't trespass against them. And hopefully they forgive you too. Because that's what he wanted. He didn't want us to fight. He didn't want us to argue. He knew that we were forgiven for our sins. And he did what he did for that reason. He got rid of, guys, he got rid of sin on the cross. Okay? He got rid of sin on the cross. Why do you think he did all that? Why do you think he sacrificed his whole life and let them torture him like that? He did it all. So let's go back to the prayer. I'm sorry I got sidetracked. Jeez. All right, here's the prayer for the ending of the day. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Now please pass along the information, and hopefully someone else will see something else. And as we go along, we keep seeing things, and we keep adding to it. And as a togetherness, guys, as a togetherness in this thing, if we all stop worrying about, our pride, right, and about what people want to believe and what we want people to believe, I think the pride gets in the way there too, because you want to be the one. I think a lot of people want to be the one to say, hey, I see it. But we all see it. We just see it differently. So go ahead and say what you see. If you have anything to add to this, that would be awesome. Again, if you want me to prove that the whole purple filter above that is just what it is, I can do that. I can sit here all day and pull this back because you can see it's peeling. You see that? And it's not just one filter. They did more than one. This is like some kind of technology that they use to filter shit out. It's got compressions on top of compressions, which means they filtered it 3 times. Which means it's like when you paint a wall, right? And you paint over a wall and it has a couple marks on it, and you got to put primer over it. You got to give it a couple coats, you know what I'm saying? That's what they did. They put more than one coat of filter over this, guys. They filtered the crap out of these things. They knew people like myself would come out here and peel these filters off, right? They knew that. They're not stupid. So they sat there and made it as hard as they can for you to do that. But it's there. It's right there behind it. It's right there behind it. You can even see the top. Look at that. Take a look. You see that the filter is coming off. All right, it's completely coming off the whole thing. There's a wall there, guys. There's a wall. I've already seen the wall. I just wanted to tell you guys and show you guys what I saw in this picture. I know there's a wall there. You can't tell me any different. That's why they block it. There's only one reason why you would block all that area and then black it out is because there's a massive structure there. And if people saw what was out there, they would know immediately that you lied about everything. Okay? That's all they do. That's why they do it. They're really good at hiding things. They don't want to tell you anything. If they could just tell the word of the Lord, they'd be the best at it. But because they're the best at all the information in the world. They can get people to listen because they know how to do it. They just don't use the positive energy like you and I would try to use with God's creation and God's prayer and His Word. All right, that's it. I have another video, man, I just pulled out from Audio Skywatch. This guy's getting some serious work done in his skies. I'm telling you, his stuff is like gold. I don't know what's going on up in his skies, but what's in his skies and the reflection and the tone and the exposure of all the pictures that he's putting up in the videos are like butter, dude. It's absolutely, the last 3 videos have been insane. There's no one can top some of these videos that he's putting out. Some of the stuff is coming so clear and manifesting in real time and colors and 3 dimensions. It's visible. You can see it. Some of these clouds are so low that they look like they're 500 feet off the ground. That's crazy. So you see what's going on, guys. There's a grid above us, and they're just playing us like a bunch of fools. I don't know how they got everybody to believe this. They had to have done some serious work on the population over the years. They've had to move people around and divide people into sections. And yeah, the media helps, obviously. But man, there's got to be a time where people got to turn that off and say to themselves, man, what I'm seeing ain't jiving up with what they're telling me, man. And it ain't jiving up with what I learned in school. So either I just say, oh, well, the hell with it, and that's who I am, or I just continue that journey towards the truth. And that's what I do. Never been the one to accept anything that when I look at it doesn't look right. And I don't wait for people to tell me because I don't trust that. In this world, how can you trust anyone to tell you the truth eventually? If you sit there and you wait for someone to come clean, you could be waiting all your life. You need to go out there and find the answer yourself, no matter whether people accept it or like it or not. Force the issue because they do. And I tell you right now, when you force the issue with the elite, they put out information because they don't want you to provide the information. They don't want you to be the one to make the terms up. They don't want you to be that. And they'll come at you and they'll end up throwing the information out there eventually if you continue to force the issue just like they do. And that's what we do, and that's what I do. People ask me, why do you do that? Why do you say this? Why do you do this? Why do you put that out? Why do you make up that? Why do you do that? I don't make up anything. It's my opinion. It's what I see. It's what I coin. My terms are my terms. I don't care if anybody believes them or not. The point is, I'm forcing the issue so they will. And that's how it works. You have to force the issue in this information system because it's controlled. So if I force the issue, if I get 1 million people to say the wrong word, they're going to put out the right word. Do you understand that? Yeah, you should understand that. It's how they work. It's called reversal of the roles, you know. You guys got to look smarter at things. They kibosh the shit out of us with planned out, orchestrated 1, 2, 3 steps. Guys, they got this thing down, right? And they got people helping them all the time. All the time. We need to look at it the other way, okay? We need to take that energy and reverse it back to these people so we can get the information that they're hiding. And that's how it works. It's called pushing the envelope, guys. Pushing the envelope. Because sometimes if you keep pushing the envelope towards the elite, they're going to hand it back to you with an answer in it. They don't like people making their own terms, right? In a world that's been faked from the beginning. Because why? That shit'll stick. That shit's going to stick. It's going to stick. All right, guys. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you soon.